Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Actually, today is my first video blog. I've been trying to do this, I think, for quite some time. But with the COVID world that we had, priorities was different. But I said, as I always say, your knowledge is not for you to keep. Your experiences is not for you to keep. Not sharing stuff as that with other individuals as your experience is selfish, and us humans should exchange information. I'd like to introduce myself. For you all that don't know me, my name is RAZAB. I'm an entrepreneur. I would say a young entrepreneur. I founded many companies since my career started. My first company was a company called RFMA Productions. That has spun off from ASDEF Production Group with my dear partner and friend James Defina. And then this has become my way forward to get into different businesses. As you guys can see, I have a bachelor's degree from Park University and a master's in MBA from Liverpool. But the experience that I have and the experience that I speak with have nothing to do with the education that I got. Education was something that my father and my family have taught us to do and go after. But it was also one of the things that helped me realize you don't have to have an education to become a business person. I like to highlight a little bit about what got me to do this blog and why am I here. Throughout my blog and throughout my videos, you guys will understand that I am a very informative person. I like to make sure that people understand and learn about business world and about different things that could affect you so you guys don't have to go through the same thing I went through. We all have our own experiences and our path. Believing in a higher energy, bringing positivity is one thing, but implementing day-to-day business is another thing. So my journey started with events, as doing house parties and also college parties and events. This led me to get into the world of events in a very young age, about 16, 17. Besides that, I got into the world of music. As I got into the world of music, I soon realized that wasn't suitable for me. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of energy and money for the 6, 7 years that I was doing that. But then that opened my eyes to the world of events. And the world of events has been a big part of my entrepreneurship, education, and also it was becoming the reason, and it is the reason that I became the businessman that I am today, that I am in different companies that have nothing to do with events and entertainment. But stepping back, I had Rayan Fuad Mustafa Productions at a very young age, about 16, 17. I used to do inner city events in Kansas City, Missouri for the urban community. So I would go out and rent out different venues, bring young talent and have them perform and do the sober parties to make sure that the kids are protected, not getting in trouble, but at the same time having a good time. We provided them with stuff like pop and popcorn and chips included in your ticket, and having your local neighborhood star perform live for you. After that, I got into the world of music because I found talent that I thought that I could manage without knowing anything blindly that comes with the music world. That took me a lot of experiences. I've traveled all over the United States seeking to sign deals, going actually music stores hand by hand when CD was relevant in Brooklyn, Manhattan, places in California, Chicago. And then I found a good producer and an artist named KJ after I went through so many artists. And that was my first experience of how to invest in talent, but also lose your essence. With that, then I got into events. I was really randomly one day got a call by a friend of mine a relative also that says we could do something in Dubai. They're hungry. This is 2008. So then we went, pitched. I actually traveled with everything that I have saved through the inner city projects or events and my banking job, which I just graduated from college and I was a teller in the bank. That also gave me the opportunity to kind of go outside of my comfort zone because I would travel to Dubai and Saudi many times as a young person because that's where I'm originally from, Saudi Arabia. But also it kind of made me wonder, well, I could do this. So we did our first project, was successful. Budget was not what I'm used to. So that led me to shift. It made me shift to understand and more be like, I think production and getting involved into events is more convenient, my kind of things, than being in the music side of things. I did concerts in the US, fashion shows, worked with artists as Neo, um, Snoop Dogg, many, many artists. And then I started becoming very understanding of the kids events, which was a huge lucrative business for me and still is in the Middle East. So I try to bring in my knowledge and try to implement some of my music experience, but it didn't work out because the UAE government was just waking up and these big massive companies came and swept a lot of us young companies. So I stayed in focusing in the kids events. So basically that kind of made me understand, well, maybe this is something that I need to focus 100% of my job to. So I did. And that led me to become one of the top companies that work in mall events and activations. Some are family friendly, some is for the young generation, some for adults. And then throughout the years, I grew and I branched out for doing stuff for malls, for event companies, working hand in hand with top government bodies all over the Middle East. And then I became this young entrepreneur that I said, well, maybe I could do something else while this is running itself. Going backwards a little bit, in 2011, no, sorry, that's 2004, 5, whenever that Rick Ross and Young Jeezy album came out, when it was the South was really big in the United States. I've overheard Young Jeezy speaking about investing in food and the food world. So I am always curious. So I said, excuse me, I've heard you talking about this. And we were in the same setting with different people that we both know. And he said, yeah, it's lucrative. So that's always stuck with me. But again, I was always focused on my grind to do events. So as that stuck with me and I become growing and growing, I also got a little bit bored. As an entrepreneur, you get bored very fast. So I moved ahead and started searching online of how to get into franchising, how to get into the world of food, and what makes me intrigued about this. So I've done a lot of research, and my advice to anybody, research is your buddy. I know we all want to do business and we want to get into the world of business, but research, understand what you're getting yourself into. So that will get me to the point of, I'm going to stop right now to give you the second phase of my story, how I got into the food business. The next 3 to 4 episodes, I would call them, are going to be about me and why I led to become an entrepreneur, and also why I don't want to do this, and give my advice to you guys to understand who you are and not to do the same mistakes I've done. There's many stories I'm going to go through this. There's many heads up, I'm going to say, a lot of comments, a lot of please don't do this. But I'm just another person just like you. I'm still learning the world of business. But I want you to see the journey in my eyes. Being an Arab American Saudi Arabian, it's different. And I feel like it's different because I do bring to the plate what other people's can't. But I also have done stuff that other people won't. This makes me want to end, regretfully, my first video blog. Until next time, guys, please subscribe right here and let me know what you think. Till next time, have a good day.